lovely.
Oh, I put on makeup for you.
This is the way, right? Oh,
Yes.
look at all these lovely people joining us.
Yes.
So nice. So you did the practice, eh?
I did. Yeah. I really liked it. I was shocked actually by, not that I liked it. I thought I would.
Yeah.
But I was really surprised, what did I say? I was really surprised at what I wrote.
Totally.
Yeah.
Eh? Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think it's one of those things sometimes, we talk about it. I talk about it with my clients from the perspective of, if they're having issues with, emotional eating, right? Or eating when they're not really eating for nutrition or physiological reasons. And I ask them to kind of keep a journal, but it's not really to try to it's not really getting into some of these other types of issues that your prompts would provide.
Yeah.
But they even will come back and say like, wow, I can't believe it. I was just trying to write down, how I felt about what I was eating or why I was, arm deep in a bag of chips.
For a second.
Oh, you have me now? You got me?
Yeah, we just had like a little glitch, so.
Oh, okay. Let me know if that happens again. We got a new modem in here, so hopefully that won't happen again.
Okay.
But anyway, I think that I was really, really surprised. They are always surprised as well by the types of things that come out when you start writing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And that's why I love it so much, because I've been just, when I really get into the flow of doing this regularly, and I look back at how the voice comes out, it is a different voice. Like it is. This voice in here is so direct. It's so clear for me. Even if I'm writing in circles, it's just the way it comes out. And I don't know if it's, when we're speaking, like just what I did there, like the pause, but like, there's a bit of a lag with the brain and how do we want to say things. And
well, are you not also when you're speaking? I mean, I do a lot of speaking. You're thinking about what the other person is receiving. But when you're doing this, you're just tapped into what's coming out from inside, right?
Yeah.
Without judgment. I love how in your practice that you, I don't know what you said at the beginning of the prompt, but you're like, don't stop. Just keep going. Don't stop. I have a funny story whenever you want to get started, start, that I'll tell. But I love that part.
Yeah, no, it's part of it, right?
Yeah.
I think that, people get really, have so many issues around writing. Because I think it's just how we've been schooled. Like we're always being judged and nitpicked about, how you do it and how you say it and how you spell it. And some people have a really hard time with this kind of writing.
Yeah.
And there's a new generation that hardly ever holds one of these.
So true. Yeah. My children in their school are not being taught cursive writing, which I just find that baffling.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they figure it's not going to be used, but for me, it's so important. Like I'm always like, is there a way? Is there, if you can just hold this, because it becomes an extension, right? Of your body. And it's a totally different part of the brain. Like when we're like in this mode.
Right.
Or like there's all these shortcuts that happen and it interrupts. And because so much of life is in the phone or on a computer and like work, then we don't, we can slip into that analytical mind a bit, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to grab my water right next door. But let me just ask you, just on a total human level, because we've had a little bit of contact, but not much. Like, how are you managing in this COVID times? Like,
I feel like we've had some good stretches. There's definitely been some really positive moments, and obviously we have had some great times together as a family. And I really am so grateful. I just touched wood that we're all healthy. But there's definitely been I can tell it's wearing a little bit on my kids. They don't seem as buoyant as they usually are. The thing I'm finding is actually there's swings of emotion, like just going from, everything seems fine and it's another day and we're going to do our work in the morning and then we'll have this, you know, because we've had a schedule. And now I just find there's big emotions happening.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably some of the buildup of the anxiousness that they must feel now.
Yeah, totally. By the way, I just saw your husband and the kids just go by.
Oh, okay. I texted him and I said, do not walk in during this live, please. I did.
So, you know, first of all, yes, I think all of us have these moments, the adults too, where there's just these waves of just having a bad day. And we just need to have grace with that, with it's ourselves and our kids. And it's just like, yeah, this is not normal.
Yeah, it's not normal
for human beings to live this way. But, you know, before meeting with you today, I was reflecting a little bit about how perfect it is that you and I are doing this, in the sense that when I first met you, so we are neighbors office-wise, we were in the same building, and there was a bit of a boundary thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I just got worried. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to find a new office because, like,
I know
this space is going to be gone.
Woman has taken over this space.
And it was your right. You know, it's as much your right as it was my right. I was just kind of like, oh no, I guess I'm going to have to find a new spot because.
So just so people understand, so my office was being renovated, and then I was using these boardrooms we have access to, and I was monopolizing them and this is the trickle down effect of boundaries. Okay. So I had a contractor who was horrible.
Oh, right.
That I wasn't strong enough to stand up to and have boundaries with. Which trickled down to that situation being prolonged. And now I'm taking up another space, which I have right to, but I was monopolizing fully on the standpoint to see, oh my goodness, here, right? Impacting you. So it's just, I was just reflecting on that. And you know, we are mature enough and can collaborate enough, and I could see it's like, oh shoot, like I don't want to be the person that's holding you back or impeding in any way. And we just started talking. I'm like, who is this fabulous woman? Like,
I felt the same way. I was like, I can't believe she's right beside me now. This is amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, so much respect for you and your voice, and that your science. Like, I love the science that you bring to everything.
Oh.
And of course, your sense of humor. So I think it's really great that you know, this theme of boundaries is one that we're getting to play with today. And just to fill people in who may be the first time joining us, essentially what we're talking about is this writing practice that I've decided to do on IG Live every week, Tuesday mornings, 7 o'clock, sacred time in the morning. That's when I show up. And essentially, it's my way of helping people get into that place of truth, right? So we just ground ourselves with the breath. We get into a place of total self-compassion, total self-love. And there's a prompt, and we write nonstop for 15 minutes, and then we close it off, and we go on. And then the next day we come back, and I'm joined by someone who's willing to play with me and discuss with me and share on a totally human level, you know, what was the message that came through. And my philosophy about that is it's the sharing piece that makes us that much more powerful, because the moment we share an insight or something that impacted us, the volume, the impact of that for the person who shared is stronger. Okay. And it becomes a message that just gets dialed in that much more. And then there's that ability to pay it forward and give something to someone else that might sink in for them. So this is what my hope is to create this culture where when have we ever been in the same stress together? Like as a community, right?
Yeah.
So my hope is that if we could do this and get used to doing this, maybe a lot of us would be better. And boundaries, all illness comes from poor boundaries. Like,
wow,
all of it does. So why don't we wrestle with this? So last week, we got the prompt from Sarah Rosensweet, and I tweaked it a little bit. The original prompt was, so sometimes, you know, I just have to sit with it and see how it feels and see what's happening in the world. And so Sarah shared, how does what other people think of me hold me back? Which I loved. Love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think everyone wrestles with that. And
I agree.
over the weekend in Toronto, where we are, it was beautiful. People were out, and as I was driving in to the office that morning, I heard about all the concerns and people in Toronto Bellwoods Park, together and on social distancing, and that they were going to draw these circles on the grass.
Yes.
And I just could stop laughing. I'm like, people are getting like stir crazy. People are getting wild out. And that's basically, I kind of just took the inspiration from that and tweaked it a bit. And we just played a little game of visualizing. We went into the future a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, the thought of what if we just stopped? Like, what if today was the day we stopped seeking validation from others?
Mm.
And let's imagine, like, this is happening now. We made that decision. And for a whole year, we stopped doing that. And we're just reflecting back on what we experienced as a result of that decision. So that was basically the prompt.
Yeah.
And so, Nishta, you started to talk a little bit when we first got on together. But tell me again, and maybe repeat a little bit about what it was like for you to do the practice and any of the insights you want to share, even if it feels okay for you to read what you said.
Sure. I can read a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think for me, I didn't really expect to go in my writing to the place that I went. So I do not regularly journal. I do keep a gratitude journal that I check in with, I do every morning.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily, it's not like a long stream of journaling. It's really just the gratitude that I have for the day, and it's a mindset piece, and I do a bit of meditation. This was different because I was really free flow writing, and the prompt was something that it isn't something I had thought about for myself, right, in quite a while. And what I found was I found it very unexpected what came out in the writing as I was writing. It's very important in the way that you coached us in the beginning, to just relax, really get present. I found that very helpful. And then to do the writing continuously and not allow yourself to stop and not allow yourself to edit. Because I think a lot of us try when we're speaking. I do a lot of public speaking. And we're constantly editing ourselves. Whereas when you're just by yourself with a pen and a paper, and you are being directed not to edit, it just all kind of came out in a real stream of consciousness. Mm-hmm. And I was really surprised at some of the results. So back to your point, the prompt was me thinking about reflecting on from a year ago when I actually may have made the decision to stop seeking validation. What would that mean? And I don't know, it was an interesting things came out that I felt like I might be more joyful.
Came out for me too. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I actually wrote that down. I have terrible handwriting. Maybe that's where my son gets it from. But anyway, I did write that. I think sometimes, let me see if I can find something here. I think I would say things that happened. I'm so sorry here. What I truly want in my life, because what I want in my life is actually very simple. It's what everybody wants: love and affection and calmness. And this decision to let go of needing validation has allowed me to stop being frustrated and feel like I need to work so hard. It's allowed me to smile more, dance more. I was formerly a dancer, that's why that's in there, and be the happy, joyful person that I actually am inside before so many things have happened that have made me to create walls, such as, and I go on and on and on. But I think the idea of not having to validate myself made me understand I'm actually a very happy, joyful, fun person. And if I didn't feel the need to force myself into this area where I think, well, I'm a serious person. I'm a respected person. I want to make a difference and serve the families I work with and change their lives. And to do that, I'm not in front of them dancing around like a silly person, right? I have this role